Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. John here. It's time to start building our dreams. It's a little bit drizzly outside, so we are actually going to move into the studio, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit of gift ideas other than big bumpers, winches, lifts, snorkels, big tires, and lighting that you can add to your holiday shopping list for that overlander in your family or for possibly yourself. Stay tuned. Roll the video. Hold on. Alright guys, so let's get this started. I'm going to focus more on tools up front, and then we'll get into overlanding and camping gear and clothing towards the end of the video. I'm just going to start over here at the left. Electrical pliers, these are always good. These are old. I've had these for years. These are some old genuine Sears brand. I've also got the newer style here. It's always great to have these for any electrical project you come up with. You can buy a nice set, you can buy a cheap set. But if you're doing any type of lighting or wiring on your vehicle for upgrades, those are always great to have. Other things, body tools. So you'll notice I do a lot of my videos, I use these little cheap plastic body tools. These are actually from Harbor Freight. You can get these at other places too, but those are handy for pulling off brackets, panels, and other things. Most of the cars today have a lot of plastic and interior panels, and those things work great. Next up, I want to show you guys gear wrenches. Okay, these are the original gear wrenches, and you know they work great. They're usually fixed. These are the new Icon ones. I got these a couple years ago as a Christmas present. These are great because they have a reversible function on here, so you can actually turn, you know, and you can back your nut off if you need to as you go with just, you know, one finger. And these are a little bit longer than the actual gear wrenches, so they give you a little bit of extended reach, which is nice. So those are good items, good gifts for a set of wrenches. Another thing is an adjustable wrench, and these are pretty cheap typically. These are in no typical order. I've got a couple different adjustable wrenches, you know, whether I'm taking my CB antenna off or I'm just, you know, doing one bolt. These are good. Ideally, if you're actually going to be doing a project, you want to use a quality wrench that's made for the job. But these adjustable wrenches work great as well. And I actually have a great big one that I use for my jam. That's when I did my Clayton off-road suspension lift. Another item is a pair of vice grips, and they make it a couple different versions of these. These are actually Cobalt brand. You know, you can get the Crescent, you can get vice grips. Very similar locking jaw pliers. They make these, they make needle nose, they make bigger than these. But these are always handy, especially, you know, if you want to pinch off a brake line or something. You can also put tape on the jaws so you don't damage your project. So these are always handy to have for different projects. Pliers, side cutters, you can get expensive or you can get cheap again with these. These are a pair of side cutters. You can get multi-packs with needle nose pliers and all other things. These are essentials basically. Pliers, side cutters, again, any type of electrical body work, any upgrades on your car, you can use needle nose pliers for just about everything. Next thing I will go over is screwdrivers. So this is just one of many. This actually came out of a box I got at Summit Racing. There's all different types of screwdrivers out there. One thing you want to look for is a good quality tip. You want to make sure that it has good strong prongs. You can get these from DeWalt, Milwaukee. All the major brands sell screwdrivers. This set actually includes some picks and some specialty tools, so having good variety screwdrivers is always, you know, necessary. Some people use these for pry bars and other things. We don't have body tools. Some people use a flathead. For the most part, I like screwdrivers, so you can't go wrong with screwdrivers as a gift. So next up on the list are sockets. You can buy small socket sets. You can buy individual sockets. You can get 300 plus piece sets. I've got a Craftsman set with 300 and something pieces. I've got a DeWalt set with 200 something pieces. And you know, you're always needing sockets. So you got short sockets, long sockets, deep wells, shallow wells. Impacts, so these are black, so these are actually impact rated, and these are called thin wall sockets. These are from Husky, and I like them. They're great for fitting in tight spaces, especially with the Milwaukee ratchets, and we'll get into those in a minute. Another thing to have is a set of hex key sockets. These actually hook up to a regular ratchet. These are from Harbor Freight. These come in metric and standard. Another great item, not a lot of cost. The thing about hex keys is sometimes they do break or round off, so you can replace these. So another great gift idea, and something that I keep underneath my front Jeep seat, is this right here. This is a set of hex keys. They just fold out. You can get these cheap, expensive. I think this DeWalt one was like $10 at Tractor Supply. And again, I'm not endorsed or anything, but having one of these is super handy. Just that there's one or two bolts you need to tighten up or take loose, especially when you're dealing with any type of roof racks. Sometimes I'll go around the Jeep and have one that's worked its way loose and I'll have to tighten it up. And so this gives you some versatility. These come in standard and metric. Regardless of working on cars or just being an overlander, I'd say these are the bridge. So these are some mechanics gloves. I love these. These are their more expensive genuine leather gloves. Some people wear big work gloves and things. It's not really conducive to being able to move your hands. The thing I like about mechanics gloves is you can feel the bolts. You have control over what you're doing, as well as these have impact backing on them. So if you're wrenching on something, you hit your knuckles. If you cut your knuckles open, these actually mitigate that from happening. And you can throw them in the wash and wash them, and there's care instructions and all that. But for the most part, these are my favorite gloves, whether I'm winching or working with my tractor or working on cars. A good pair of gloves is always a necessary thing to have. Another thing is emergency roadside assistance kits. And one of the big things with off-road and big tires is having a plug kit, because you're not going to find too many stores with 37s in stock or 40s in stock. So if you run bigger tires, having things like a plug kit is great to have. So as your car gets older, you're probably going to run into issues. And I've had lots of cars over the years with more than 100,000 miles on them. And so I always recommend a good scan tool. So this is another one from Harbor Freight. This is Zurich. They make different brands. Basically, you can go in and you can do a lot of stuff. There's actually, if you want to clear codes, find out what's wrong, this thing will recommend solutions. Even though I've got the Taser on the Jeep Gladiator and I've got the Bully Dog on the truck, having one of these scanners also, lets me take everything a little bit further than what those can go anytime a code pops. And also, just having this in the vehicle helps me help other people as well. All new vehicles with electronics, having a scan tool is a must. So these are great to have. You can do live diagnostics and a lot of other things with these at the more advanced levels. But for the most part, worst case, it'll let you clear the codes and limp on to wherever you need to safely get off the road. So with that being said, the last thing I want to cover is power tools. So I love Milwaukee. Milwaukee's the only one I know of that makes compact ratchets, and that's what got me into the Milwaukee set, is the idea of having portable power. And these go with me. They give me capability that I normally wouldn't have. This thing goes 500 times as fast as a normal hand wrench with the press of a trigger. It's very similar to an air ratchet, so if you're a mechanic that's been using air tools for years, I think they're well worth the money, and they're great tools to have. So to me, tools are an investment. I feel like I made a solid investment with the Milwaukee lineup. This little stubby impact from Milwaukee is great. 250 foot-pounds of torque. This will take lug nuts on and off. It's tiny. It fits in your hand, but the way this thing is built, it'll put down a lot of torque. You'll always want to check it with a torque wrench after you tighten something up. You can't over-tighten things. You can't snap things off. This has a lot of power. These two tools alone will cut your time of turning wrenches way down. If you got a lift kit or anything else, instead of using, standard ratchets and sockets, you can do it that way. Having power tools just helps. So with that being said, let's shift gears a little bit away from tools. There's other tools out there, and if you want to go watch my 2020 gift buying guide, I focus a lot on construction tools. Here I'll focus more on the automotive tools. I think that's still relevant if you're looking for other gift ideas for men. With that being said, let's transition over to overlanding gear that I use and things I just think are necessary. So we'll start off with these little headlamps. And the great thing I love about these is you clip them on your hat. And once you clip them on your hat, you turn them on. And then anywhere you turn your head, they work. These are actually from Buc-ee's. So if you're going down the interstate and you stop by a Buc-ee's, go take a look at their headlamps and things, and you can find these little hat clips. And I'm sure other companies sell these. For me, whether I'm working on a vehicle or if I'm camping or setting up, you know, at camp at night, having these is great. They're super bright. I actually had somebody say something one time of, hey, can you turn down your light? And you can. So it gives you 2 different power levels. The battery lasts a lot longer on the low setting. And if you push and hold, it'll turn red. So if you want very little light at night, so you're not disturbing other people, you can run a red lens. That's good for, you know, if you're hunting or fishing or whatever. Headlamps are just a great investment. Me personally, I like to wear a baseball cap versus the ones that strap to your head. And these are just easy because I can take them off. I keep them on my dash and I plug them up and charge them whenever I need to when I'm driving. And then, you know, it's always there at my fingertips in case I, you know, going down the road, have something come up with the Jeep I got to pull over, which hasn't happened yet, knock on wood, but, you know, you've got the ability to see at night and you're safe because this thing is super bright. So people are going to see, you know, the light on the side of the road. And also, you know, it goes back to your emergency roadside kit with triangles. Other things I didn't include in here, you know, jumper cables, water, first aid kit, all those things super important, and they make good holiday gift ideas. I'm going to move the tools off the table and we'll start talking a little bit more about overlanding gear, and then at the end we'll talk about some clothing that I personally like and other stuff. Hi guys, so let's shift gears, talk a little bit about gifts for overlanding. Whether you are a weekend warrior or you're going on big excursions, it all starts, you know, small with what you've got. Tent, sleeping bag, and maybe some, you know, dry snacks to eat. And make sure you got water. That's what it starts with. But then you eventually, over time, you're going to pick up other things. Other things are like, you know, plates and bowls and forks. And this is actually a set I got from Walmart, and you know what? It works good. Now, instead of watching 3 of these, thing that I really like, and these are more for backpackers, but I use them all the time, is one of these sporks. And these are Uco, I don't know how you say it, but you got a spoon on one end, you got a fork on the other, and actually this part is a little serrated like a plastic knife, but it's a little bit stiffer and will actually cut through meat. So these do pretty well. The only problem is trying to hold your meat while you cut. You know, sometimes that can be a little wonky, but these little sporks work great. Probably one of my favorite things. Now, when you move into kitchen, you can also, you know, gift ideas could be a stove. And the first stove I had was from Bass Pro, about $100. But you can get stoves for as little as $30 all the way up to $300. So there's a lot of range on stoves. Next thing is a good kitchen knife. And this is a knife I've featured on the show before. This is called a No Box. This is probably my favorite knife. It comes with a nice leather sheath and a belt clip. I just happened to find this at like a one of those discounter stores. And this thing works great. So it's super sharp. It keeps it edge. And I use this all the time in preparation, both on trips and at home. I love that knife so much. That is my go-to chef's knife. Other things you might want to consider, you know, wine opener. I don't know how many of these I've collected over time. Don't forget your can opener. A lot of us will pack dry goods and then we get out there and it doesn't have a pop top, so make sure you always pack a can opener. I've done that one before where I forgot a can opener. For firewood and starting a fire, you know, having a hatchet like this Fiskars are guaranteed for life. So both this and my axe are Fiskars brand, and I like them. There's multiple different versions of hatchets out there. I like this one because it handles stiff. I have had, you know, some of the cheaper axes or hatchets, the handles a round aluminum bar or round steel bar, and that can bend. This thing is pretty tough. You know, you accidentally hit the shank, it's not going to break in half unless you're trying to break it. It also has a cover, so that's an important thing because these do keep a sharp edge. And so make sure you get one with a sheath. And these little plastic ones, this goes in my box with my kitchen, and then my axe stays in the Jeep with the other stuff. So we talked a little bit about bare essentials, you know, a mess kit, some way to eat your food, knives, bottle openers, can openers, and maybe a hatchet so you can split some wood. Those are good starters. Now the luxury items, I would say, are things like this AeroPress, and this is a game changer. You can take ground coffee with you, put it in here, or you can get a grinder, and I've got a grinder too. But the AeroPress, you basically pour your hot water in on top of your coffee grounds. It comes with a filter. I showed a video down in Florida how to actually use the AeroPress if you're interested. This gives you fresh pressed coffee, and that is a luxury for sure. I highly recommend the AeroPress or any type of, you know, coffee pot you can take with you. Something else that makes a great Christmas gift are these knives, and these are from Opinel. Opinel is a French manufacturer that's been around since 1890, so well over 100-year history behind the company, and they have a very unique design, and I like it. So inside this little package here, so these are great knives. This one's custom. It even says John on it. They're super sharp. The unique thing is they've got this little rotating collar down here that locks in the blade, so it's not going to fold up and cut you. You fold in the blade, and then actually, if you're eating a soup or something, you can slide in another adapter. So that slides in and locks in as such. And now you have a full-blown spoon if you're eating a soup. If you're eating something that requires a fork, it slides in, it locks in, and now you got a good sturdy fork. And very ergonomic, very comfortable. However you hold your fork, if you eat like a caveman, or if you want fine dining, to however you hold it, it's very ergonomic. You can also take this off. You can hold your meat while you cut it, which gets you a level up from the spork, and so you can hold your meat, cut, and it works out great. So this little set here is pretty nice. The spoon and the fork clip together, and then as you can see, this thing just, you know, folds up. This is another one of those things, you know, I keep on my dash. So if I'm going to stop and eat or something, this thing's always handy and doesn't take up much room. And if it's just one or two people, these are great. Now the next set over here is actually their full kitchen set, Cuisine Nomad, and I love knives, so this is great. So I'm going to open this up for you guys. But for this set, it actually comes with a small butcher block. So you get 3 knives. This is actually a vegetable peeler, so same concept. Opens up, it twists, it locks, and now you can peel vegetables, carrots, and things like that. And actually the Epic family uses these too. I've seen Carol on there when she's cooking. She uses these quite a bit. This one here is a larger knife. So if you want to see a comparison of what a standard knife versus their larger knife looks like. So standard length knife versus their kitchen knife. The blade is probably about a ½ inch longer. This one has a corkscrew too. Of course, it's French company, so you got to include wine in there. So here's a corkscrew that comes with that. Move this out of the way. We'll show you what else is in there. Again, just folds, rolls, and then it's got this little bungee cord. Just wrap around and your kit is stored. The last thing in here is a bread knife. So this is a large serrated knife. I'm sure you can use this for other things than bread. Again, opens, twists the lock, so you're not going to have to worry about losing any fingers. Inside the box also, you get a blue cloth and you get a little cutting board. So this little cutting board will be great for vegetables and other things on the trail. And again, you got a wrap. So the whole kit goes inside this wrap. It gives you little instructions if you need it. But to me, this is a great gift. And also, I got a sharpening stone here. So having the sharpening stone will help. So we can take our sharpening stone, we'll put this with the knife kit, and it just folds up. So you just twist to unlock, close, make sure you don't have any fingers in the way, and you can lock it back as a safety so you don't, you know, cut your finger. So that just slides through. This microfiber camp towels with it, so if you need to dry your hands, you can do that. Again, this has a blade and a corkscrew and a bottle opener. You just, I guess, hook that on and pop the top. And slide that one in. And then your vegetable peeler, which is kind of cool, you know. Who ever thought to bring a vegetable peeler? I guess only the French, right? Wine, cheese, vegetables. So very nice. Opinel, again, French company, not sponsored, but great product. Put our sharpening stone in here as well with our knives, just so it's always with us. And we got our sharpening stone in here. And then all we're gonna do is just fold this up and end over end. We're just going to roll it down. Wrap it up, wrap it around, and then voila. And now you've got your entire kitchen set, you've got your eating set, and right there you can put that in a backpack, a day pack, a purse, or what have you, and you know you've got basically everything you need to cut with and eat with right there. So you could go with a small plate, or you could even eat out of your cookware. So I could see somebody taking this on a backpacking trip. It's pretty light, maybe £1.5 pounds for both. But again, Opinel Knives, they've been around since 1890. So with that being said, let's look at some other gift ideas. Alright guys, so other great gift ideas could include camp furniture. And so they make all types of chairs. There are some higher end chairs if you want something really nice. We've got these Dometic chairs and we use these all the time. They simply unfold, they're aluminum, they're high quality, high end, kind of like the Opinel Knives. And to me, I think they're worth the money. So, open up the chair. They've got a great lean to them. I apologize for the tools to the side. They've just got a great lean. And the chair is extremely comfortable. It's lightweight. It's got a good lean to it. So they're sideways. As you can see, I'm kind of sat back, comfortable, good arm height. And overall, it's a very comfortable chair. This is something new as well. So if you got a dog or a family, this is something that takes up almost just a little bit more room. And this is from Kelty, and this is one of their high chairs, high sofas. And actually comes with this little pet mat. So, you know, if you got small children and you want a play mat, or if you got a dog, it actually has, you know, this is padded and it's pretty good. You just throw this out on the floor, throw that out. Your pet can lay on there. The other piece is right here, this sofa. So you can spread out this sofa here. And this is their high version. They actually have a low version. If you guys can see the sofa here. This thing's pretty comfy too. This is their high sofa. And so, you know, you could take a nap in here. You and whoever can sit here with you. And overall, it's a good product. It's got a nice mat. So, you know, you can really camp in luxury. Pretty comfortable. It's got cup holders. Your Yetis, which make another great gift, will actually, you know, fit down in here. And you got your drink holder there. So here's a look at the Kelty camp sofa. It's pretty nice. Just folds up into a small bag. All right, to put the sofa up, it just simply folds up. And you stick it in your bag here. Feet go down. Just kind of rolls up. Buckles here. Buckle here. Click. Buckle here. And now you're ready to go. And it even has a shoulder strap on it, so you can carry it with you. Alright guys, so that's a little bit about furniture. Let's talk about gear, storage, and transportation. So having a wet weather or a dry bag is a good thing, and I'm going to show you a couple of dry bags. Ultimately, if you're an outdoor adventure person, these dry bags or wet weather bags are pretty cool and a great way to keep your clothes dry. Now these North Face bags, this one is a medium. It's not completely waterproof. It does have some space in here. We can put toiletries and other things. I just happen to live close to a North Face outlet, and I think I got like 70% off on these on a special sale that they had. But they're pretty big, so we're gonna take and put a pillow in here just so you guys can see. You know, maybe we'll put 2 pillows. So that's the North Face bag right there. You would put all your gear in, and then you could take and zip it down. And as you can see where the zipper is, this lip is designed to fold over it, keep it water resistant. It is not going to be waterproof. The reason I got these is because my other bag right here, and you can get these on Amazon. This is 155 liters. You could probably fit 2 of these North Face bags inside of this one bag. Literally, I've used this for kayaking gear and everything else. And that North Face bag doesn't even fill this thing up. And this one is truly waterproof because it zips here and you can roll and fold it down. Give it a 2 or 3 turns. And this thing is Australian designed. Again, roll it down. When you did this for real, you would want to take all the air out. Here we're just doing it for demonstration purposes. It has a couple of cross straps too, which is nice. It's got these backpack straps, so you can use this for, you can carry it like a backpack. Say you want to use it for scuba gear or something like that. But it's got these buckles here, and they connect all the way to this side. Again, it's full of air right now, and there's no air leaking, so it's pretty much watertight, airtight. So that's a huge bag, and when you fill this thing all the way up, it can get rather heavy, and putting it on top of the roof of the vehicle can be a challenge. So once again, you've got some of the highlights of the unplugged bag. You can carry it like a duffel. It actually has a piece up here to Velcro in, wrap around the handles. But there is nothing worse than putting on wet clothes, especially when it's cold outside. You got a storage compartment here. This one's water resistant. It's sealed. Basically, this is, welded. You can see on the bottom, I've dragged this thing around a little bit, and it's got a high reinforcement on the bottom. It's got backpack straps if you want to carry it like a backpack. It's got heavy end straps, so if you want to put this up on top of a roof rack, you can do that. But this bag just gets too big and too heavy, and I happen to have a great deal on those 2 North Face bags. Again, I think I got 70% off at the North Face outlet, and so that was like a once-in-a-lifetime buy. But those North Face bags are worth the money. They keep your clothes dry, and you can use them for 1 person. For the medium, extra large, maybe 2 people could share, or if you got a lot of gear or something you want to put in there. This bag won't quite fit the chairs, but you can put a couple sleeping bags, a couple of pillows. You can put gear in here, you can put clothes in here. You can pack these things pretty full. And then it's got some cinching straps. It's got buckles here where you can attach carabiners or molly items. And so this unplugged bag, I think, was a good investment. A little bit pricey for a bag, but there's nothing worse than being cold and damp, and this keeps all your gear dry. This thing rode 5,000 miles. We didn't have any water. We drove through basically, torrential downpours, and this thing stayed dry for 5,000 miles riding on top of the Jeep. We rolled in a little bit late last night. Driving up this little hill got a little slick, so followed the ranch owner here. This is a C2T ranch out in Hays, Kansas, and what he does is he's got a hip camp that he rents out these spots. So he's got like 14 spots along the river here, and it's absolutely beautiful. Down that way, it just keeps going and going and going. I think he's got something like 2,000 acres here, and it's absolutely beautiful. But a couple of things new gear. We've got the unplugged bag up here, and the unplugged bag is basically a watertight bag. Did a lot of research, and so far I've been pleased with it. 3 days, no water, rain, or mud has gone into the bag, and so I can't recommend this bag enough. Another gift idea I think is worth mentioning around the holidays is this right here. And so I found these pants probably 3 years ago, and I don't know how easy they are to find now, but these are Wranglers. They call them ATG all-terrain gear, and they come into various colors, from khaki, brown. I have an older pair that's in gray. I've got an older pair that's in a true khaki color. These are green. These are kind of a brown. And then I wear these all the time in the winter. A few things I love about these pants is, like Carhartts, they have extra stitching and reinforcement in the knee. So if you're camping, having that reinforcement in the knee is important. Also, if you're hiking a lot, it has this abrasion panel. It's reinforced where your feet are and your boots rub together. If you do a lot of hiking, you can actually wear between your jeans and you'll notice some fraying at the bottom. These are reinforced for that reason. down here where your ankles are. So it's got that extra abrasion panel. They're comfortable, they're stretch fit, so you know, if you don't like your pants super tight, they do stretch. Not rainproof or waterproof, but they are, you know, high quality, durable. They're not going to be a replacement for snow pants, but for, you know, fall, spring, winter, a little bit cool outside, having a good pair of jeans. They also have this neat little pocket here, so I went for a long time not carrying a wallet in my back pocket, and I moved to just, you know, a little card carrier, and that fits down in here easily. So, you know, you can put other things in there. Super handy, super comfortable. Again, they're reinforced at the knees. So this one has a quad stitching on the seams here, double stitched everywhere. It's reinforced. It's got a good quality hem at the bottom. They're stretchable. They stretch a little, so you know, they're good over time. But you know, I thought these were worth an honorable mention as far as high quality, durable alternative to a pair of Carhartt. Nothing's going to beat a pair of Carhartts as far as work pants go. A pair of jeans and a pair of Carhartt work pants, and they're flexible and comfortable. I like them. They make them in a thinner camping style. They're more rugged ATG pants. They've got several others in the series. So if you're wanting the same pants, just look for the ones with the zipper on the side here. Again, I carry my billfold there, and you know, it keeps it out of the way. Don't have any sciatic problems when I drive, so that's why I quit carrying a wallet in my back pocket. And so that's a little bit about the pants. There's an item I'll show you. This is also from the North Face, and there's other companies out there that make them. This is kind of neat. So if you're looking for just a little bit extra layer, especially, you know, if you got a diesel heater, this is kind of cool. And you know, for those chilly nights around the campfire, so this folds out. It's a blanket, but it also has an opening here. You pop this open, and if you're sitting around the campfire, you can use it as a poncho. So right there, he'll button up. You can sit around, you know. It's got a little hand warmer here for those mornings where you just want to be a little bit warm, drink your coffee. To me, I thought this was pretty cool, and they fold down pretty small and compact. Throw them in the back seat of the car for emergencies or what have you. You know, this makes a good emergency blanket too. And not necessarily a fan of the design or pattern, but the functionality is pretty neat. It just has these little plastic tabs, and you know, you can use this as a full-blown blanket. So I'm about 6 feet tall, and you know, I could sleep with this. It goes all the way down my toes. I have ended up sleeping in the Jeep once or twice when it was too windy to put the tent up, so having a blanket to throw on you is nice. Light poncho, you know, colder weather, that's pretty nice too. Next thing I'll show you guys are jackets. Jackets make a great holiday gift too. You know, a good Columbia or a good North Face jacket. This is my newest jacket. This is really like a snow jacket. This thing gets toasty. It's actually down-filled, and so again, I'm just fortunate. I've got a North Face outlet close to me, and I just love the North Face jackets, and it's made for big boys too. So if you're a big boy like me, this thing fits, and I still enjoy getting out to the outdoors. So the jacket keeps me warm, but it's a little too warm in here, so we'll take that off. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We went over everything from, you know, jackets to pants to blankets, and hopefully you got a lot of good ideas for that individual that you're looking to buy for. And hopefully, you know, there's lots of things out there. You don't have to go shop at North Face. You can shop at Harbor Freight. You can shop at Walmart. You can shop Bass Pro Shop. There's lots of stuff and lots of ideas out there. Hopefully this gave you guys some general ideas if you know somebody that's into overlanding. I will say the dry bags are a great investment because nobody likes wearing wet clothes, especially if you got a Tacoma or a Gladiator. There's only so much room inside the compartment for putting stuff that, you know, sometimes throwing it in the back of the truck. Even if you got a normal, 1500 pickup, a dry bag is a great way to keep your, gear dry. They're an investment. They're expensive. The North Face bags, if you can find them on sale, they're definitely worth the money. The unplugged bags are a little pricey, but they are truly waterproof. Covered a little bit of everything from throws to furniture to dry bags to tools. And hopefully I gave you guys enough ideas. For early access, you can check us out over on Instagram and TikTok. And hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas and a happy new year. From my family to yours, I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday with your families. Time is the one precious resource that we never have enough of. With that being said, do me a favor, consider liking this video, share it with others. If you're an overlander and you want to help convey a message to somebody else, you can send them this video. Hopefully that'll help, influence them. Again, it's all about giving, it's not getting. And I'm very blessed, and thank God that I'm able to do this. I get to share my dreams with you and hopefully help motivate, inform, and inspire you so you can get out there and start building your dreams.